What's up? Yosef here with my skateboard. What's up? And I want to tell you today the art, the exact point of what somebody is missing. Or, I don't want to put it that way. The exact point of integration, and where if you want to be able to master skateboarding, snowboarding, walking, running, yoga, for sure yoga. This is the exact point where, you know, like, you have a big machine and like the grinds move. There's lots of things moving in this, say, grandfather talk about. When that inner grind moves, that's the progress. So we do so many different things when we're trying to succeed in something or learn something or master something. We do so many things, but there's a lot of those things that are maybe not moving the scale, and every once in a while a combination came and the scale moves a tiny bit inside. So that's the point where you actually, I believe, are getting better. You're like learning the like single pole, let's say, in a wall, the single bolt that's, you know, holding on to your success. When you say you can skate, you can skateboard, it's that certain talent, and that talent's changing. So you might be able to have muscle memory and stuff if things are changing, but it's that core talent. And I'm going to tell you what that talent exactly it is, and how to maybe actually shoot straight for this point when you're practicing, if you could, because in that clock, if you wanted to get the grinds moving, all right, so you would want to just go straight for the grind and turn it, right? You wouldn't want to like be playing with all the other screws and doing many things we do in practicing are not actually necessarily helping us with what we want to do. And also, this will also speed up the process. Okay, so with all of these sports, all right, there's two things you could be doing. You could be dropping my hand, dropping weight, or you could be pushing, right? Now, a lot of that is psychological, right? Sometimes you feel like you're pushing, and also there's different levels in the middle. Now, adjusting oneself from pushing to letting go. I'll give you an example on the skateboard why that makes for a massive difference. You see, you're on the skateboard, right? Right, you're standing up, and you want to turn one way or the other, right? So what people will tend to do is they'll, let's say, push their feet forward, push their feet backwards. So you're expounding a certain amount of energy, a lot of energy, right, when you do that. Now imagine if instead, right, your body's up, right, you just started leaning your upper weight one way, which therefore causes the weight on the back of your feet, right, your heel, slowly pushed down. It's kind of just dropping because of the extra weight being pushed backwards of your core, right, of your stomach, of your body being pushed back. You're using so much less energy to do that. You're just spending, the less energy you're using, right, the more peace there's going to be in the position, right? The more clear things will be. You know, if you're driving like a perfectly smooth car, right, you'll know every bump. You'll be able to really get a feel for the road afterwards, get a feel for how it drives. There's so little noise and shaking and all that. You have an older car, for example, there's tons of shaking. Like, you don't know what the road's like, you don't know what works, what doesn't work. So the more calmness you have in your body, by the way, includes distractions, right? Because you're expounding so little energy, just tilting your weight instead of pushing forward and pushing back, you can then, right, figure out exactly step 2, how to balance the weight back and forth. In other words, in order to get a steadiness on a skateboard, right, your goal has to be to, let's say, adjust your weight in the most perfect way on all 4 parts of your feet, 2 on each foot. That gives you that perfect calm balance of support which now you have a lot more room to explore other things, right? So you want to be able to learn that, right? It's very hard to learn that if you're pushing and pulling and doing so many different things. If you want to be able to learn to adjust that, you have to be in tune with that weight of your foot pushing forward. So the way to get in tune with that, right, is to start playing around with it. Like you're standing up, right, on 2 feet, or you're on your skateboard. Put one of your feet down. Like lean your actual weight to see what the weight feels like. Weight dropping as opposed to push dropping, which by the way is what masseuses use. That's how they don't expound. That's how they don't waste all their energy. I don't think masseuses are able to do this all day. I give people a massage for 5 minutes and my thumb feel like the nails hurting, on the side of the nails hurting. You're not using as much energy. You're just letting your weight fall. So practice this concept of letting your weight fall. That's the first step. So, right, I'm bending my foot, letting my foot fall. The other way, letting my weight fall. And see the difference between like pushing and play around with till you know the difference between pushing and weight. It's two completely different sensations. Two different sensations you'll feel when you're standing up, when you're on a skateboard, between pushing and letting the weight fall. Okay. So as you get to know these two ideas, you get to tell the sensational bodily difference between how it feels to be letting go, dropping weight, and so guys, between dropping weight and pushing. Now you're ready for the key. If you could allow yourself, step one, to learn to let your weight fall on the skateboard, then we could be ready for state two of evening the weight on the best way possible amongst all of the droppings. But you're not going to be able to even the weight if you can't see the weight, where the weight is, because everything's so much energy being pushing all over the place. You could really get to know and feel the energy of how much weight in each side only if you're not using a lot of energy, so it's more quiet, so to speak, in your brain. So again, there's two steps. Step one is using the letting go instead of the pushing. And then step two is, once you get comfortable with that, is trying to find on the skateboard that balance of weight that now you could feel because you're dropping, not pushing. And then you could have this like perfect calmness. You can maneuver better tricks. You have so much more space, you have so much more space to actually learn in your brain. And now you could, these are the professionals do it, right? Professionals aren't those guys that like doesn't know what they're doing, but he's just getting better at skateboarding and going more and more. It's frustrating. You're gonna burn out. You have to have a goal. You have to have it clear what you're doing. Now this could take time, but at least you have a structure. Like someone tells me, oh, I don't know how to differentiate the weight. I'd be like, keep trying that, try this, try that. I will do some exercises with him in order to get him to feel that sensation, but at least he knows what he's going for. People that are trying to do something for a long time and they don't really have a more specific goal, it's really hard because the progress you're not seeing so well. You don't know what's right, what's wrong. It's really confusing, really confusing. So I'm able to see things, I think, a little bit deeper, and so I wanted to share this idea with the world. All right, guys, tell me what you think, if you understood it.